on this rainy, chilly morning here in Hudson Valley, New York. Not a nice morning out there. Not a nice night overnight, thus there was no skywatch. And it doesn't look good for tonight for a skywatch for the Lyrid meteor shower because it's supposed to remain cloudy and overcast all day and into the night and overnight. So not looking good. Not looking good weather-wise here. Here's a little hint of what's going on outside. As you can see, it's cloudy. Gray Wolf, good morning. Cloudy, yucky. That is a yucky day out there. On the bright side, if I could look at a bright side, everything's turning more green. It looks nicer outside. Doesn't look like that dreary winter look. Good morning, Smokey. So I'll look at the bright side of things because that looks gloomy. It's supposed to stop raining this afternoon. So, yep, that's the way to start the day. Anyway, let me just get the pop out. And I got to go to Facebook. We can put my mug on. It's an early morning mug. Hey, you got to have a sense of humor, right? Maybe it's serious. Good morning, Brian. Yeah, 2 tankers were attacked by gunfire. I wonder what kind of gunfire that resulted from. Fast-moving boats, maybe? I'm not going to give up on that. I am not going to give up on that nonsense. Oh, my God. I just can't get over it. And they just going around the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz because we didn't consider them a threat. Well, what's the threat right now? The fast-moving boats. This is a joke. But besides that, I'm going to refrain. It's too early. And I told her, oh yeah, Rumble. You got to check out the Rumble chat. There was frost in my truck window this morning. Dude, it was freezing here yesterday. We had freeze warnings. It was 25 degrees yesterday morning. I don't want to hear about that. Frost. I was worrying about freeze yesterday morning. Yeah, it's cold up here still, but it's supposed to warm up. It's like this. It's April still. 70 tomorrow. 60. 50s. Back to the 60s. As long as as long as we ain't got that crazy chill overnight where I have to worry about things freezing outside, all is good. Look what I'm complaining about, right? Yeah, so, and there's another report coming out that a bunch of Iranian tankers did get through the blockade, which could earn them close to, guess what? $900 million. Instead of sending money on cash on a plane, we're allowing money to go through on boats. Liquid money. Just saying. That's only what is being reported. God only knows. And there's another thing. We don't know if those reports are true. Check again. And I mean from all sources. Whether it's frozen assets that they're saying is American money, taxpayer money, when it was frozen assets held by U.S. banks. But people think it's American money. Tusi made that point, which is interesting, because Tusi definitely looks like he leans right, obviously. So even he said it. And that is actually the fact. So that's what I mean when people put spin on things instead of dealing with the facts to make it more convenient for them and their opinion. That's different. I don't play those games because I'm right here. I don't play this bullshit. I play this game. I play middle. Objectivity. Very important. Tired of that. I don't play that. I look for facts, not opinions based on spinning facts. There's a big difference. What's up, Alvaro? Alvaro, I've seen you now the last few days. What's happening? Well, good morning, Tammy. I heard they are still getting through, even they released statements saying they are still capable of exporting its oil. Now, I'm sure many of you are good with geography, right? Bloomberg on the shipping data company. Iran still capable of exporting oil. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. So they're still getting ka-ching. They're still earning money. What's up, William? And Chris? Smokey, Lorenzo. Lorenzo, I haven't seen you. What's going on? Everything okay? Anyway, things are quiet on Telegram. They're actually showing that allegedly Iranian drones, I guess Iraq or the Kurds are not part of this ceasefire in the region. New Iranian drone struck a training camp in Kurdish separatist groups in Iraqi Kurdistan. So I guess this isn't part of the ceasefire, right? This happened earlier. No? I hear you, Lorenzo. We all need a break. I take breaks too, trust me. We all need a break. You can't live a completely stressed out life. You gotta find time to enjoy yourselves. Seriously. Whatever it is. Whatever you do to enjoy yourself, step away. We all need that. The stresses of life. There's no doubt about that. Like, I go bike riding to get the hell away from everything. Including the house. Everything. That's my way to release. Or, when I'm not live, I'll get on my drum, start playing music, and I'll just let it all out. The drums are getting... I already threw one out. The drums is what's getting the worst of it. I just had to replace a snare. It was shot. Bass pedals get shot because it's electric. They don't, but I can repair them. I have two of them I just repaired. So you got to find a way to vent. The worst anything anybody could do is bottle it up. That's never good. Never good. You have to find a release, whatever that release is. Even if it's to talking to someone. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't talk personal stuff with a stranger, but it's good to have a conversation, you know what I mean? Or find a way, you know, you got to take a little break. I agree with you, Lorenzo. We all need that. That rain is dripping on something outside and it's driving me nuts. It's like the snare drum in Saint Anger on the Metallica album. I'm getting like... Do you hear it? It's almost the same sound as that disgusting snare sound in Saint Anger. And I get like flashbacks from hearing that album when I hear that sound. Oh my God! Yeah, I used to do that, but I found out it was not right. And also, no. Listen, the most important person in life is you. And the people, if you don't take care of yourself, it affects everyone around you. You must do it for yourself. It's not a selfish act. We all must look after ourselves. Because then we're not only not worthy of ourselves, we're not worthy to the people that surround us that we love. Or work with, or engage with. We become, I would say, vulnerable. And that makes them vulnerable. Do you understand what I'm saying? For Whom the Bell Tolls. Do you know what? That was such a played out song. I learned it on guitar. That song was one of the most played out songs when it came out. I have to be honest. This is when Metallica was good. I know William put a comment For Whom the Bell Tolls. That's when Metallica was Metallica. I would say the Black Album changed everything. Even and Justice for All was heavy. Longer songs, but some of the songs were long anyway. But that was the change for Metallica right there. Black, moving forward. But that was a played out song. It was a great song, but it was played out. Like Master of Puppets, great song, but oh God. Anyway, getting back to the topic. One of my favorites, oh God, Orion, the instrumental, Fade to Black. There's so many old school Metallica songs. I know we're going off tangent here. There are a lot of great songs. Yeah, dude, we all have to find time to relax and chill. Seriously. It's healthy. It's mentally healthy. Spiritually healthy. Like, if I tell people this, if there's a place where you can go and just scream, where there's no people around you and don't cause panic to others, go out and scream. It feels good. Let it all out. That works for some people. So, there's outlets. Oh yes, coffee. Oh my God, it's not even 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since 5:30. I fell asleep last night watching, dozing off to Enforcer. They made me get up and laugh hysterical. I don't know if anybody's seen them last night when they were doing the Russia clips. And the guy is screaming like a baby. I'll keep it clean. It was the funniest thing I've seen, that I was laughing. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw them talking about it, and they're laughing and they're watching, and the guy on the screen, he's screaming all kinds of stuff. Did anybody see that last night? It was hysterical. It's toward the end of their stream last night. Oh my gosh, it was too much. If you didn't see it, find it. Because there were massive explosions near the Black Sea. I love to take breaks, Smokey. I love to take breaks from other sources. It can overload your brain. Yes, between Trump statements to the negotiations, I feel like I've had too many. Oh, Jesus. Dude. Every morning, I make sure, because I'm on blood pressure medication. Every morning. Because you got to remember, blood pressure medication with this is kind of a balancer. Coffee makes it go up. The blood pressure and makes it maybe come down. This makes it go up. So if I don't take my blood pressure medication, I'm in trouble. But when I do these streams that we just talk about, this topic, I would be in trouble. There are some times that I feel like I'm getting palpitations. So I feel you, Smokey. I feel you. So, oh, dude, you have to, if you did not, I know some people don't watch them because whatever reasons, but go check out the Enforcer from last night and skip into the Russian part. I don't want to get in trouble to share it on the screen. I was freaking hysterical. This was like at midnight last night, or 12:30 in the morning. I was starting to doze off because I was listening to them. I'm not necessarily watching. I'm more listening. Because I'm just resting. But when that shit happened, it caught my attention, and then I couldn't stop laughing. My brother was like, "What are you laughing about? What's going on?" I couldn't stop. Today's the last chance of the deal from Trump. Well, no. He extended it indefinitely until he gets a proposal back from Iran. And he says when the proposal comes and whatever final discussion happens, one way or the other, that's it. That's the latest. I don't know if something else changed overnight, because it seems like every morning I wake up, it's something different. To be honest. So I don't know. Maybe something happened overnight that I'm not aware, because it went from 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. today to extended indefinitely until they come back with a proposal. Now the Iranians are being steadfast and saying, we will not meet. Actually, what's happened today, this morning, the Iranian representative to the UN said, if the United States stops their blockade, we will go back to negotiations. So they're really being they're definitive about that point. I don't think they're going to bend on that point, because I think the IRGC, and what was I saying? Haven't I been right about the influence of the IRGC? The commanders haven't. I'm going to be right on that one too. Not saying that I'm always right, because I'm not. Absolutely not. But calling what's going on, predicting, been pretty good. I would say 85 to 90%. It's pretty damn good. You guys know that. And you guys help me. Just think about, this could be drawn out for quite some time. Even if they meet, you might hear the same thing as last time. Negotiations went well. We're scheduling more. Who knows how long this is going to drag out? Meanwhile, we're going to get into some of the... I'm going to put some stuff on the screen. I'm just trying to catch up with you guys thing. And good morning, Diesel. Witch Moon. Theme is that the newer? I'll just say the newer 3322. U.S. have little missiles left. That's why he's scared of running out of, which will happen. Actually, I looked into those numbers, the stockpiles. It's not about running out, because we're not running out of missiles. That's not true. Wherever that's coming from, certain areas are depleted, close to 20%, 30%, even some as close as 40%. But you can't dwindle the stockpile when there's other threats in the world other than Iran. So they have to keep a certain amount available for use in the event a conflict breaks out elsewhere. It's not like you can't use all of it. So when we look at the percentage of how much they have to keep in the stockpile, I would agree, yes. Because they've used so much, they can only go to a certain threshold of the whole number, because they have to keep a stockpile in place for other threats. So it's not like they're running out of missiles or ammunition. They're getting to the point, the threshold, where they can only get to so much, because they have to save a reserve. That's why you heard a lot about with the Ukrainian deal. It's affecting our stockpile. They have to keep a certain amount in storage in the event shit breaks out in Taiwan or something breaks out somewhere else. And then they use everything. Then, oops, we have nothing left. No, it doesn't work that way. We can only go to a certain threshold, because we have to keep a certain amount of stockpile in the event something breaks out elsewhere. So you're kind of half right on that, whoever said that. The blockade must be kept, because that's putting definite pressure on them. That's why they're saying it. They know that blockade. But let's go to the reports, because there are reports that the Iranians are definitely getting tankers through, despite what we might hear. Now, this is coming from, I'm going to put Iran International up. Tell me I closed that window. I had it all set up. We'll just open it again. Financial Times, you hear Steve refer to that a lot? Well, they came out with statistics showing how many actual Iranian tankers have gotten through. We're being told by one side, the other side, there's all kinds of stuff out there, but in reality, if this is happening, they just made close to $1 billion in oil transfers that got through. So I don't know what to believe anymore. I sure as hell don't believe in regime change. I ain't buying that. Never will. Until I see them all gone. When I say all gone, the damn majority of them. Because you don't have to take them all out. Once the pressure's put on them, things will start to collapse even more than they are now. Right now, there's a struggle between the politicians and the military. And you know who's going to win that battle. The IRGC is going to win that out on that. We've been talking about that for quite some time now. Now you hear the president making a comment. Yeah, there's issues internally. No shit. Come on. All right. And where is Galibaf now? He's got spokesmen coming out to talk for him. Where is he now? Where are they? Hiding? Being told to shut up? Let me go back to older because I did this before. You don't know what the Iranians are up to. They're trying. I have to show you on the screen. It is kind of cray. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to start from right here. They executed a man this morning in Iran. This is coming all from Iran International. Take it for its worth, but I found them to be a very reliable source when they post stuff. Iran executed a man early on Wednesday after convicting him of spying for Israel, with the judiciary identifying him as Med Farid and said he had worked at a sensitive organization and maintained online contact with Mossad officers. So they executed him this morning. He's a former atomic energy employee, allegedly. Now, at least 34 Iran-linked ships bypassed U.S. blockade. Since it began. The report said 19 of the vessels exited the Persian Gulf through the blockade, with 15 entered from the Arabian Sea heading toward Iran. 6 of the outbound tankers were carrying Iranian crude, with total cargoes of about 10.7 million barrels, based on the assumed $10 discount to Brent crude because the Iranians are charging less. The shipments were estimated to represent roughly $910 million in revenue. Iranian oil is typically sold at a discount because it's under sanctions. So if this is true, they could change close to $1 billion. Yeah, exactly, Brian. That's exactly what I've been saying. A military takeover in Iran. I said it. There is a coup going on. And that was what I was worried about. Somebody said, oh, things might be better the way things are right now with all the discourse and division. Hell no. The last thing you want is the military. It becomes a militarized government. And then you don't have nobody to talk to. You're going to have to deal with them. You're going to have to deal with them. So that's not a better situation. It makes the situation in Iran is worse than when this all started. Despite what they're going through. Because you know that happens in some countries where it becomes militarized. The military takes over. That could very well happen in Iran now. Because that's what it looks like it's happening. It looks like the IRGC is taking over power. That's the power struggle that's going on. I've been saying it. Now, I may be wrong, but it sure appears that way. And if any of us, I'll call myself an armchair quarterback. If any of us who are sitting at our homes can figure this out, how come they can't figure this out? That's what baffles me. Like you can't figure this out, what's going on? Like they don't know, they have to know. Talk to Bibi. Ask what the Mossad knows. If you don't know, ask somebody. So, come on. And again, this fast-moving boat stuff, it's driving me nuts. It's been driving me nuts since the beginning. Oh, now they were under gunfire, 2 tankers, and now they're in Iranian territorial waters. What? Did they shoot the guns from shore? No, they're using the fast-moving boats that we didn't see as a threat. Maybe not to our Navy, but sure to traffic. Exactly what they're doing now. So who is the stupid person that decided those were not a threat? To what? They were just thinking about our Navy? They weren't thinking a threat to the whole damn strait? Who was the incompetent person that decided that was the case? Come on. Oh my gosh. It makes me freak. I'm telling you, here goes my blood pressure. I got to calm down because, like Smokey said, imagine something happening while I'm streaming. Oh my God. Do you understand? Exactly. The IRGC is making the calls now. And that's probably what they're saying, because it's related to the military. Because right now people say, oh, there's no war. The war is over. No, it's not. This is an economic war now. And a militarized war can start again. Right now, this is an economic war. Blockades? That's an act of war. No? You better believe it is. So, it's still... You want to talk about technicalities, like technicality people say, oh, there is regime change. Yeah, technicality. Oh, my blood pressure is going to go up. So this morning, and here we go with the freaking parliament. Oh, this is a judiciary chief in Iran. Here's a new one from this morning. Iran's adversaries are in no position to set a timetable, he said on Wednesday. The enemy is in no position to determine time for us. And this is why you have individuals like this in Iran that talk shit, and they're very influential. You're not just dealing with one, you're dealing with the many. And this is the politician and the cleric and the mullah side. Forget about the IRGC side. So it's complicated. There's still a lot of shit rhetoric coming from them. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I want to go here to see what the latest news is. They may just go here. 2 hours ago. They don't want to appear soft. The hardliners. That's the thing too, these hardliners. We know about that. I'm going from older to newer because it was Greek company, one of them, the Epaminondas. It was not transmitting a detectable signal while crossing the strait, so it was trying to sneak through, is what it seems to be. A drone? Okay, we know, I just talked about that. I showed the video. Yeah, we know about what that could cost. Who cares? You talk to an Afghanistan rep. This is interesting. The IRGC link Tasnim has pointedly mapped the Persian Gulf's undersea internet cables and cloud infrastructure in what appears to be a thinly veiled warning that the region's digital backbone may now be in Iran's line of fire. So obviously this goes under the water, and is this how it is supported in the Persian Gulf countries? They'll cut all their internet out? It can't be that simple because there's satellite. You got Starlink. So they're being slick on so many sites. Iran Guard says 2 ships seized in Hormuz after ceasefire extension, and reports say they've been taken into waters, Iranian territorial waters. We're going up. These are the newer ones going up. Directed them toward Iranian shores. So, you know, that's IRGC stuff. They're making noise. Oh, here we go from the UK. It better not be Stormer because then I'm really going to get sick. Britain welcomed the extension of the US-Iran ceasefire on Wednesday and called for talks to resume. The UK welcomes the ceasefire extension. We want to see negotiators restart a comprehensive settlement and full reopening of the strait without restrictions or tolls. Okay, so without tolls, restrictions? So you're telling the Iranians that? She warned that any return to hostilities will be a major setback for the region, the global economy, and the cost of living. So get your asses off your freaking chairs and get involved. And stop talking about it. I mean, this is just a joke. I can't take... And that wasn't from Starmer. That was a rep. Iran, he spoke by phone with his Italian counterpart. Who cares? We know about the ballistic missiles that they intercepted, headed to Turkey, NATO, blah, blah, blah. That's old news. This is interesting. What is this? The U.S. military has introduced Ukrainian counter-drone technology at a key airbase in Saudi Arabia in recent weeks. The deployment involved a Ukrainian command and control platform known as SkyMap at Pris-Sultan Air Base. The system is used by Ukraine's military to identify incoming drone threats, including Iranian-developed Shahed drones, and respond by deploying interceptor drones. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because they've learned over their time dealing with the Russians how to try to counter that. So I hate to say it like this. Do they have somewhat expertise in intercepting Iranian drones? We talked about this in the past that they had a drone, I think it was called Sting, that can intercept them. And it costs like $2,000 compared to $2 million that we pay for one of our interceptors. And how much does an Iranian drone cost? Like $30,000? $50,000? Timu? It's a Timu drone? It's like $30,000? And we're spending $2 million per intercept in some cases? To intercept a $30,000 Timu drone? There's got to be a better way than that. At least money-wise. And success-wise. It looks like the Ukrainians have figured out a better way. I wonder what their percentage of interceptors are. 35,000? That's what it is? 35,000? Yeah, I know. Don't get me started with that, Mom. Don't get me started. But I see that. You're right. Welcome back, Giovanna. I read that the ship that was seized by the military contained... Ha! Ha! Who wrote that? Louis, you're... Oh, my God. Oh, that's good. Early in the morning. That's a good one. What goes for brides? Oh, Tusi would love that one. Dude, you might want to wait to Tusi TV to go on live, Louis, and throw that in chat. I think Tusi would appreciate that one. You should make it like Greg the Goat's buddies or whatever. I would throw some more humor into it, but that's a good one. Yes, they are quite effective. 35,000. You're in, what was it? Oh my God. Not Croatia. Where are you? Serbia? Slovenia? I forgot where you're at, but you guys got issues up there. Ukraine is the best in the world in anti-drone warfare. That's why... Oh, this is way too early for this while I'm live. Yes, Mom. I am live right now. Okay. Lebanon. Citing an official source, Lebanon will request during talks with Israel in Washington tomorrow, Thursday, an extension of the truce for 1 month. That would be a good thing. But that means nothing if they start firing at each other, Hezbollah and Israel. All bets are off. You think that's going to last with a ceasefire another month between Hezbollah and Israel? That's a major ask. I would like to see that happen, but I don't think it's realistic. But it would be. I mean, it would be good. First of all, Israel is got. They've always said what is it? The Litani River. That's like the line. I think it's called the Litani River, where they wanted Hezbollah to stay to the north of it. They've always said that. But meanwhile, and that was agreed upon in a ceasefire in what, I can't remember what year it was. 2020 something. A few years back. 2024? But obviously, Hezbollah moved right back into southern Lebanon. So the Israelis seen that as violation. So they went in, because they were getting hit by rockets and drones from southern Lebanon. They went in actually with ground troops and tanks, and they're still there. And they're defending that yellow line, let's call it. So when there's incursions and stuff happening from within that line, they look at that as a violation of the ceasefire, and you don't think they're going to retaliate within that yellow line zone? Now, you haven't seen nothing going on in Beirut. But when it comes to southern Lebanon, that's a different issue. So a ceasefire where? All of Lebanon? There's going to have to be some detailed specifics on a ceasefire in Lebanon for the next month if it's extended. Because I don't think the Israelis are going to agree to anything if it includes all of Lebanon. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So let's see how that develops. And again, the devil's always in the details. I've said this many times. Let's see what the United States is proposing officially. Let's see what the Iranians' 10 points allegedly are. Can we see them? Side to side? And let public opinion look at that? No, we're not. We hear about the talk, speculation. Oh yeah, we're saying this, we're talking about that, but what is it, Mom? I will. Yeah, I know. So again, the devil's in the details. We don't really know what those details are. It would be nice if we did. It's all about transparency, right? I don't hear that word too much now. Yes, it's national security. It's meeting in behind closed doors. But it would be, I'm just saying, it's not realistic, but it would be nice to see exactly what is on the table. What they're actually negotiating on. But, I'm just saying. The blockade is gone. Pakistan, Serbia. I apologize, Giovanni. Serbia. Good morning. Actually, what is it? Good afternoon for you in Serbia. Pakistan warned Iran yesterday that it could not guarantee an extension of the ceasefire if Iran did not attend negotiations. Iran replied that it would not attend any. Again, I said that earlier. If their demand is the naval blockade must be gone. That's their demand. They said it again this morning in the UN. When the United States lifts their naval blockade, we will negotiate. We will sit down. The president is not going to do that. It would almost appear as him being weak and caving into Iranian demands. And that's like, who's in the position to give in and cave into demands? Us or them? It's becoming that kind of deal right now. Nobody wants to give in. Nobody wants to seem as caving or looking weak. So they're pretty much dug in. I think this is a definitely dig in, but because the IRGC is pushing this. There is no way you're negotiating with the enemy as long as that blockade exists. And hardliners. So now we got to see how long that lasts. And does Iran get more aggressive in attacking more ships to put more pressure? Because, again, the unknown, I don't know. All right, hold on. As far as I know, Reuters, hold on, I'm trying to catch up. Shahed drones are a Russian product, but they were rejected. Reuters reports that at least 3 ships were targeted today. I heard 2, but now it's 3, Lorenzo? The number went up to 3 now? Bill may be late to the convo, but Ukraine has the Stinger. I was talking about them. I think they're called Sting drones. I was talking about those a few weeks ago. I think they cost like $2,000. Jason, 2,000 and 15,000 these drones. Yes. I can show you. I researched this a few weeks ago. I was talking about that. Neutralizing threats to save expensive, limited air defense missiles. They have successfully intercepted over 3,000 drones with new AI-enabled mode. And remember, the Iranians claimed they hit an Arab country that was working with the Ukrainians? I don't know if it was UAE. Remember that a few weeks ago? So they're definitely... I even think that a British company is involved in the UK working with them. Don't quote me, but I remember when I was researching this, other countries are looking into it. So, like I said, I don't want to get bogged down with that, but that is an interesting development. The number did go up to 3. President Trump is giving Iran's warring factions a short window of several days to unify behind a coherent counteroffer. Well, that coherent counteroffer is coming from the IRGC. It is that's the problem there, and like somebody mentioned, there could be like a so-called coup, Brian, I think it was, going on within Iran. It's becoming a military takeover, and that is something to definitely say. This is worst case. What is it, Mom? I am live.
I'm bothering you.
No, you said something. You said something to me.
I didn't say nothing. I'm just standing right here.
Okay. Anyway, that is bad. Because they'll take the country down with them. See, there's some more, I don't want to call it, if there's no such thing as like yesterday. There might be more moderate that are trying to save the country from more destruction, especially their infrastructure. But the IRGC, the Sworn Allegiance, the martyrs, they don't care. They don't care about the people. They don't care about nothing. It's a scary thought. Like, people are they're speculating, where is Ghalibaf now? His advisor is putting posts out there, but it's not Ghalibaf. What happened to Ghalibaf? Is he under house arrest? When somebody speaks out and does things they don't like, what happens to them? Maybe to surface later again. That's not good. This is not good. People might say, oh, things are better. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, no, they're not. Yes, it's the infighting is going on. There's a lot of discourse, but it could be ending up worse. So let's hold off on that. Let's see how this plays out within the government itself. And who's really in control? Who's really calling the shots? I would bet money it's the IRGC, and I've been saying it for weeks now, since all this started. IRGC all the way. All right, let's see what you guys are writing. If I was a ship captain, I would have a few of these on my ship. That's an excellent. That is an excellent point. You got, excuse me, I'm live, but what happened, Mom?
Where's the angel?
What are you looking for?
Psycho.
He's under the bed.
Oh, wow.
Just when you leave, please close the door because I'm live. Thanks. All right, anyway, getting back. It went up to number 3. So there's 3 now. Now they are being shot down over the Black Sea. She's looking in my tube box, and I told her to never look in the tube box for cigarettes because there's no rolled cigarettes in the tube box. I know exactly where you're looking. I could hear it. I'll be right back because this is going to stop while I'm live. All right. Please leave. Yeah, those are not cigarettes. Those are not cigarettes. All right, see you later.
I don't need this.
All right, see you.
Oh, I see you. I'm no nobody. I'm somebody.
Okay, we lock the door. Door is locked. Okay, get back. They even managed to shoot down some missiles, and they will start shooting them down en masse. But Jason brought up was it Jason in chat? Who said that? Jason. That would be good if they had a defensive countermeasure on some of these tankers. Because they can easily be launched from the deck to intercept at close range. That they're very effective. Now, gunfire from fast-moving boats and them coming on a siege in numbers, that's different. But if it's a drone, and matter of fact, not for nothing, if this actually is a great point that he just brought up, it would be nice if they had countermeasures to target, and like with drones that can be operated and controlled, target the fast-moving boats. Send a message to them. Back off. Or we're going to fire upon you. You're in international waters. You are threatening an international vessel. We will fire on you. It's too bad if they don't allow it. Too bad. This is war. Too bad if it's... Look, you know how many international laws are being broken day by day? So we're going to worry about that? They're not worried about it. It doesn't seem anybody's worried about it. This is a war environment. That's off the table. I don't give a shit. They don't respect international waters. Are they respecting international waters? Really? So why should anybody else? If they're not. Excuse me, what is it, Mom?
You asked me if I ate any pizza. I said no. Did you eat any pizza?
I didn't eat. I had a slice of pizza last night.
So I could give one to
You can eat as much as you want, Mom.
one for Benji and the
Don't worry about that. Eat. She's asking me nicely if I had pizza. That was nice. Exactly. They're attacking vessels in international waters. Well, we're supposed to take that? I say bullshit. Do what Jason said. Put some of those Ukrainian-built drones or similar designs, put them on the ships. Get them on those ships somehow, some way. At least give them an opportunity to defend themselves, because that's what it is. They're trying to defend themselves from being attacked and violated in international waters. I agree. I 100% agree with that. I think that's a great idea because it sends a message. I think that's a great idea. Personally, Jason, I think that's you're onto something. Right, Bill. Those fiber optic drones, those are super cheap. They could put some of those on the ship and just have a few guys stand guard going through straight. Exactly. But that's just one aspect of the threat. You know? Those fast-moving boats have to be taken out. Somehow, some way. The mines is a different issue. And the next thing is make sure we prevent them from putting more mines out there. Using these fast-moving boats. Not naval vessels. Mining ships. But yes, at least it helps. It has to help. It can. Do you know what I mean? I think it's good. I think that's a great idea. I think the problem is that countries don't like you having explosives and firearms on your ships when you get to port. Yeah, that's true. It's like almost like a customs kind of deal. That makes sense. An armed civilian. I get that. But this is a different scenario. This is not your normal situation here. And they're just trying to get somewhere. Now, incoming is different, but if these all outgoing, they just want to get out. They just want to get out. But they are just going to have to get over this and accept it as the norm. But it's not, right, it is not the norm, but in extreme situations, circumstances change. Extreme measures. Now they made some new versions without fiber optic and with extension range. That's exactly what's needed here. Now, I don't know about anti-ship missiles the drones is one thing. I don't know what their mini-sub capability is right now. So there are other threats, obviously, and of course the fast-moving boats. So we're looking at one, but like I said, anything would help. Bill, you need to look at the link I sent. Where? Lorenzo. Oh, God. I don't use Discord anymore. Really. It says it doesn't have any content, Lorenzo. That link took me to... I don't see the attachment. It took me to a blank YouTube. Hold on. All right. I got something now that came up behind it. I don't know what I'm seeing here. What do you want me to see? We need Godzilla in the Strait. I don't know, Lorenzo, necessarily what you want me to look at, because a couple of things popped up. But I discussed a lot of this. The current secretary is not effective. Axios citing U.S. official Mohammed does not have the same level of influence as Ibrahim Raisi in coordinating between the Guard and the political leadership. Trump believes he has done all he can militarily and wants to exit the war, whose popularity is declining. Axios is saying that this is all Axios. Trump will not escalate the war until he exhausts all other options. This is all Axios. Americans and Pakistanis are waiting for the leader to break his silence today or in the next 2 days. Axios citing a source close to Trump, the president will not use force and will end the war, but he will return to it if Iran does not participate in the talks. Is that what you wanted me to see? I think that's what you wanted me to read, right? When it comes to Axios, I'm a little shaky with them. But I think that's what the whole point is. He's made that pretty much clear. I think that if negotiations fail, bombs away. I mean, that's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like rephrasing and reassessing that in their own way, like kind of deal. But we know that. Now, as far as the infighting, yes. Who's the influential players right now? The struggle between the power struggle that's going on between the politicians, the clerics, and the mullahs, etc. in Iran. But put all them... Oh my gosh, what? No, I don't, thanks. I'm not eating pizza at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, put that to the side. Because the IRGC is the one. So I don't care about the infighting with these politicians, the hardliners, the so-called moderates. They can have at it. it's still the IRGC. Because they can talk. They can be puppeteer, so-called influential, powerful leaders, but you still have to go through the IRGC. The ultimate is falling to the IRGC. So, you know what I mean? No, that was a great... I'm glad you posted that, Lorenzo, because it actually shows the infighting going on, the power struggle between the politicians' part. Pakistanis were privately angered by Iran after it backed out the last month from attending the talks. Washington Post. Another one, though. The Post. I'm just saying, when you get things from mainstream media outlets, take it with a heavy grain of salt. I mean, not a little grain. Like, clump it all into one. But okay. I mean, that it's a source. It's the Post. But, yeah, they're not happy because the Pakistanis have been trying frantically to work a peace, or a meeting at least. Negotiations. Mom knows best, Bill. Not pizza at 8 to 10 in the morning. No, Mom does not know best. What's up, Astro? Way too early for that. Told you several days ago, military structure is destroyed. But that's not... Everybody knows their infrastructure militarily has been decimated, but not as bad as you might think. I think, again, be careful when you hear things coming from anyone, because there's conflicting reports. We heard it was 80% decimated, 90%, and now I'm hearing 60%. So they still got quite a bit. And like somebody mentioned in chat, how much do we have left that we can actually use? So there might be things going on here that we're not aware of, and they're not doing things because there's other stuff involved here. You know, I don't know. All I know is right now, they're digging out their tunnels. They're getting access to their missile cities again. Those that were not damaged, or maybe slightly damaged because they were not able to bunker bust penetrate through granite, and it's way down. They've been preparing this for decades. So they're right now, look, they were parading missiles, or a missile launcher, last night in Tehran. Like it was a rally around the missile. It reminded me watching an old Planet of the Apes movie where they're worshipping a nuclear ICBM. That's what it reminded me. I was like, what is this? They're on the streets. It looked like a rally for the military. By a lot of people. So, they're just flaunting their missiles in Tehran. They're putting it right out there. Tusi's like, look at these nut jobs. They're actually putting missiles right there, showing their missile launches in Tehran, displaying them, parading them. And I do have images of that. And Tusi did use the image because I found it yesterday. Because I was like, he had to have. It looked like the one that I showed the video yesterday. And it was. It really was a photo from yesterday. And here it is. Lo and behold. One angle. Look at this. This was last night. Last night in Tehran with thousands of people there attending. Look. There it is. They had a freaking rally with a missile launcher. Cray. in the middle of Tehran, that square area. I forgot the name of it. So, maybe that's their last launcher. Here's another video. You want to see it? This one, I don't know if you've seen this one. I'm like, oh my God. The heat is going on. I was like, my house is creaking. Hold on. Let me get the video set. All right, here. Look. Last night. Look at this. Look at this. Parading a missile launcher. Look at them. Pumps fists in the air. Yeah. No, it's not fake. It's not fake. This is not AI. This actually happened. It's confirmed. This did happen in Iran. Tehran last night. Oh my God. This actually was last night. Even Tusi reported on it too. He showed a different video, I think. Because there's a few videos that came out related to this. And lots of photos and all that. And it would be wishful thinking to hope that's AI, right? All right, let me see what you guys are writing. Wait, I think that's all that I found last night with that. Okay. Definitely prehistoric mindset. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go play a game. Go ahead, Lorenzo. Yes, go. Go enjoy your game. I believe Israel ourselves are also low on equipment. Yes, Grey Wolf. Again, somebody's right. We didn't run out, but we need to keep a stockpile. You have to have some in reserve. God forbid something erupts somewhere else. We can't use it all and leave zero. Then what? Then we are big time vulnerable. So they can only go to a certain threshold of use to not affect that stockpile that remains. Does that make sense? So how much have we used? On any of the Thads, the Patriots, the bunker busters, you name it. How much has been used? Yeah, that's true. It could be a launcher. It looks like it's in pretty good shape though, Astro. That launcher looks pretty spotless, but that might be like the only spotless one they have. I'm just saying. Okay. If it's true, that means IRGC doesn't have so much influence in state if civil government can give proposal. No. That's why it's not happening. If it was that simple, then the politicians can go in and negotiate. It's because of the IRGC that we're seeing stuff thrown into the wheel. It's because of the IRGC influence that it's not happening. If it was up to the politicians, they'd be sitting with them right now. But they have to go through the Supreme National Council. Because if you look, let's look it up, how it works. Because I think people get confused on that. How the power structure in Iran actually works between the Supreme Leader and the IRGC answers to him. And then you got to go, anything must be approved by the National Security Council before anything is agreed upon. There's a power structure in Iran. It's not as simple as sending Ghalibaf or the foreign minister to work out a deal and sit. That needs to be approved by the other factions. At least that's the way it used to work. Now, it looks like there's an internal power struggle between the IRGC, the military, and let's call it the politician side. This is where you're seeing the conflict. They can't negotiate freely without the IRGC influence. So it looks like there's a clash going on, and somebody brought this point. We might even see a possible coup where the IRGC says, we're taking over. and we only answer to the supreme leader, or maybe the National Security Council, whatever, they might say, screw you politicians, we're taking over now. I don't know. So that's the problem. Ghalibaf got silenced. He was the negotiator. He hasn't been seen. His advisor's been posting and talking for him. Where is Ghalibaf? Believe me, that speculation is out there. Go do the research. Where is Ghalibaf? Hold on, I just had it. I'm looking for it. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to have to download it. Because it's a small image. Now just look, this is just one example, okay? And I'm just picking the first one I see. You can find many of these. The power structure in Iran, at least the way it's allegedly. Okay? Just remember what I just told you a few minutes ago. Supreme leader. Look who the supreme leader goes to first. And the judiciary. Right from the top. These are a bunch of hardliners in here. You can bet your money on that. And look where the parliament is. Look where the president is. Oh my God. Look what's above it. Look who goes to the supreme leader. The Assembly of Experts. The politicians are on the bottom. The military's on the top, and the judiciary. They are hardliners. You hear a lot of comments coming from them. So who does the IRGC answer to? The supreme leader. Who just got taken out? The supreme leader. What do you think they're thinking right now? You don't think they're thinking revenge of taking out their supreme leader that they answer directly to? And they're the ones that are responsible for pushing Junior to become the new supreme leader. They're the ones that influenced it. These folks down here didn't want it to happen. Even the ones that were in the Assembly of Experts, they really didn't want Mouse Jr. to become the supreme leader. But the IRGC influenced. The door is locked.
Why are you locking
Because I need to do, because I don't want you in here.
I want to go in there.
So,
Mr. Show you, Billy, I'm not in jail.
so think about, I know,
I've never been in jail. This is like a jail. I don't know.
I'm live.
Yeah, so
I'm live. Stay away for now. I'm live. Anyway, so just when you talk about these people that are representing in the negotiations, think about where they stand. They're on the bottom. Ghalibaf is a speaker of the parliament. The foreign minister is a representative. He's down below. He's not even here. So you got to get through this. They're on the top of the scale. And if he is alive and he is coherent, which is very questionable, and I doubt it, I don't know what his status is, they are directly going to him. And it goes to the Guardian Council and the Assembly of Experts. Then it manifests itself below. So, again, if there's a power struggle here, and they're answering to him, or if this one is X and there's an issue here, who do you think is going to want to take control of Iran? Who's on the top of the chart? The IRGC. That's the best way I could put it. So think about when you see what's going on in the negotiations. That's why I say regime change. Regime change? Regime change. You got to. I've been saying it, and so a lot of people in chat. You got to take out the IRGC. You got to go after the. Especially Vahidi should be the number one target right now. You got to take him out. Yeah, Mom, I locked the door on her, so she couldn't come in and interrupt me. She got pissed. I was expecting that. Yes, actually, I know a little bit more about the Wilcock thing, but I'm not going to get in. I'm not. I'll just say this. Allegedly, it was a grievance over Gaia. Financial. There's more to that. I'm not going to get into that. I was like, wow. I was getting people messaging me about it. But I'm not going to speculate on the speculation. If that makes sense. Until I see credible. It's just like anything else. When something happens, you wait. You don't jump to conclusions. You're like, oh, you say, oh my God, or whatever. But then you got to wait for the facts to come out and play out. You know what I mean? But it is, I got a message yesterday. I was like, holy. And my phone is over there. I don't want to share what other people share with me. All right. Allegedly, that's what's being spread about anyways. Yes. Anything is speculation allegedly. We don't know. I don't know. But I tell you this. So far, I've been pretty damn good at predicting. And so has Tusi. I can't speak for anyone else. But that's why I enjoy watching Tusi, because we think alike. Which is, I don't know if some people might see that as a good thing or a bad thing. It's like I'm the warm-up to Tusi. Oh my gosh. With 1,000 times less people that watch, but nonetheless, Alexa, stop. Don't you start this early. Okay. Like a Turkish fifth generation aircraft. Oh, here we go again. I'm live. This is why I can't do this. I'm live, Mom. I told you about this when I'm live. I told you. What's the problem over here? I'm live.
Look at the thing.
I'm live. Okay, what's going on? If there's food here, I'm live right now. There's a lot of people watching. Don't interfere right now. I told you this. What is it? Recording. Oh, those are not perennial. No, they're not. Those are Hawaiian something. Some patients are not perennial. Those are annuals. Those are annuals. All right, watch. Alexa, are some patients annual or perennial? They're annuals. They're Hawaiian sunset. They won't grow. Alexa, stop. They won't grow in our zone. It's too cold for them. Record it though. Record it. Oh my God. Home Shopping Network is showing plants. She's going nuts. I'm trying to explain to her, those are annuals. Those are not perennials. They are perennials. Here she goes. Okay. This is a sidebar topic. I cannot take it. She's been doing it for decades. Buying plants on these shows, they come like this. If that. If they survive, that's a whole different question. We have many nurseries all around us that sell plants that are for this zone. When you see stuff on TV that does not necessarily, it will survive in your zone. And I'm explaining this stuff, she doesn't want to hear it. Again, the devil's in the details. What zone can you plant those plants in? This is a cold climate area. If it hits a certain temperature, they will not survive. It's that simple. Explain it to her. Every year I go through this. Anyway. Where are we? Yes, that was, somebody mentioned that earlier. They want to extend the ceasefire for a month. Somebody mentioned that earlier, John. You mean the cardboard supreme leader? But see now, if that supreme leader is not there and it's vacant, the military might say, okay, we're taking control now. Remember the chart. Who's at the top of the chart? Who's at the bottom of the chart? Does it not make common sense that the military will take over? They answer to the supreme leader directly. That's what I'm saying. The power structure. Allegedly yesterday, the 13th, some rocket engineer. Oh, I know. What's going on with that? What is going on with that? And I know the UFO people are trying to reach that this has to do with a cover-up on their involvement in the space industry, aerospace, whatever, that they knew something about the technology, something, and they're trying to cover it up. Trust me, I'm involved with this UFO stuff. And I guarantee they're spreading that around like wildfire and running with that. They just want to make that connection that it has to involve UFOs. I'm just saying. And I'm involved in this stuff. Look around me. But I'm also grounded and realistic, and until I see evidence. But it does seem suspicious. Even Comer said, and a lot of people like raising eyebrows about his comment. I mean, it's a one heck of a coincidence, at the least. And when it's that many, I don't believe in coincidences. Just saying. Good morning, CB. CB, how the heck do I pay you? It says money order or I don't remember what the other one. Do you have PayPal? Communicate with me on the email. I'm trying to get the pink shirt. I'll wear that when I'm bike riding. I have no problem with pink. Some people have problem with pink that are men. I don't have problem with it. I don't look bad in pink. Colors that I would never wear, green or brown. Not a fan. Anything else is on the table. Green and brown, absolutely not. That's just me. I love black. Black is my favorite. Sad. Some people related to that topic are slowly disappearing. Yes. First of all, good morning. And number two, tell your mom I'll take that pizza. You're funny, dude. Okay. Oh. And sent you ways on how to pay me. Okay. I'll look into that after the stream. It's the first thing. Good thing between the two of you, we know what's going on. Well, thank you for that, Marianne. And you see me, I'm very objective. I don't play the political game. I just shoot it the way I think. I'm not playing no politics. Got to keep it real. Never fails. Everyone wants to talk when live. Of course. And I tell her, Ma, I swear I tell her this. Look at Steve. Look at Tusi. Do you see anybody in the background running their mouth? You see how they're able to do it in peace? I'd like that too. That's true. I do that. Grow 10 for mom and you could use it to grow? Like an actual tent? I have a 10-man tent I put in the back when there's too many people in my house and We can't fit them all. But do you mean like I help my neighbor with her garden. She grows all kinds of stuff, and she's nice enough to give me tomatoes and stuff. She's at the point where she's gonna have a Caddyshack moment. I've actually, when you have a conversation with somebody, and my neighbor, she says, Bill, she was frustrated. It was a few years ago. She was with the groundhog. She was so frustrated. She says, Bill, I'm not kidding. I'm thinking of taking something out and just. I was like, what? This is like Caddyshack. I was like, oh shit. She's literally thinking about taking something out. So I was like, hold off. We'll try to figure out another way. Or I have something that is, less. I was like, oh my God. So I would love to grow vegetables like I need more to do. I have the property. I just don't have the time. And I would have to create like a security perimeter underground. I swear to you, if I was doing it, I would dig trenches and put cinder blocks all around the perimeter into the ground. And even above one cinder block, with of course fencing around it, to prevent these suckers from getting into the garden. I will do everything I can to try to, if I was to do it. So it would be a major project for me, because they always figure out a way to dig and get under. So I would have to go pretty deep. I don't know how deep I would have to go, 2 feet at least. Anyway, exactly right, Marianne, with the plants. Don't buy them online. Go to a nursery. I mean, you're going to pay for shipping anyway, or free shipping. Just look at the species of the plant. Go to your nursery and see if they have them. It's not difficult. And it's like, we have so many plants out there. Where are you putting these new ones? Like, tell me where. All right. You're for our national security threat. That's why they wanted to keep things quiet. It's if they keep blowing the whistle, they'll have to take the snitch out. I'm banned from here. I was gonna say, bought batteries for my landline phone. 2000 PayPal didn't like that too much. Wow, that's cray cray. That's on them. If there was a seller, and they allowed it, that's a problem for them. They shouldn't have allowed that to happen to begin with. Not blame the consumer. That's weird. Bring Tusi to your house so that your mom can interview him. Oh my God. I would not bring Tusi to my house. Maybe to my backyard. Not in snow. Between Tycho and Mom, it'd be done. Tusi would flee. A grow tent. Okay, I got you. With lights and fans. It works. You have one for cannabis that I use for health problems. I do have these lights inside, the UV lamps. The people here feed the squirrels. I have no squirrels here. I have a bird feeder in the back. There are no squirrels here. I am not kidding. My property is devoid of squirrels. I don't know if it's the cats. I don't know what it is. I don't have squirrels. I don't see squirrels. Matter of fact, I gotta go late. I might go to Home Depot. I need more sunflower seed for the birds. These people here feed the squirrels. We can't plant tomatoes because the squirrels eat them. The deer is another issue too. On certain things. Yes, and PayPal wants my... What? That's cray-cray. Anyway, let's see if anything's going on. Which I'm sure there is. It doesn't stay quiet for long. Neither does Mom. Dozens of Israeli settlers activists breached the border into Syria a short while ago before being escorted out by the army. Wow. What are they doing? Well, that's just weird sidebar. Hezbollah launched a drone at Israeli troops stationed in southern Lebanon a short while ago. I told you. I mentioned this earlier. According to the IDF, the drone was intercepted by air defenses. The IDF says the attack is a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement. Because they're trying to stir shit up before the Lebanese government meets with the Israelis. They're trying to throw this in. They disrupt it. And now they said it targeted an Israeli artillery site in the Ras Al Bayada headland south of Tyre in response to Israeli violations of the ceasefire. So there's a back and forth going on now. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is the Axios reference here? Somebody mentioned this. Axios, again, take it. It's Axios. President Trump is giving Iran's warring factions a short window to unify behind a coherent counteroffer, or the ceasefire he extended Tuesday ends. Trump is willing to give another 3 to 5 days of ceasefire to allow the Iranians to get their shit together. It's not going to be open-ended. Well, we'll see. But they have to understand they're new, and I don't think they're bending. They might cave in. Their new demand, it's not really a new demand. The U.S. has to end their blockade. I don't think that's going to change. 1 day, 5 days, 1 week. Because people might say, well, Bill, they're under so much pressure with the blockade. They don't care. They don't care. You think they care about the suffering of the Iranian people? Again, look what we're dealing with here. Their one thing is survival. They don't care. These are martyrs. This is a holy war for them. They will die for their cause. They're not going to bend. They would, if they did, they would appear as weak, not just to their followers, regime followers, but to their proxies. It's great. Don't get me wrong, the economic pressures. But is that going to work? Do you think that's going to work? Especially leading into the negotiations and demanding the U.S. stops its blockade. Do you think the president is going to appear as caving in and being weak by caving into their demand? Absolutely not. So this looks like this is not going to happen. It's a deadlock, in my opinion. Let's see what they're commenting on. Hezbollah. It's all Hezbollah right now. So this is what they released, Hezbollah. In defense of Lebanon, are you really defending Lebanon? The Lebanese government wants you out. In defense of Lebanon and in retaliation to Israeli ceasefire violations, we targeted the newly established Israeli artillery position in Bayadeh with a dive bombing strike causing a confirmed impact. A fire was seen burning in the fire control room of the artillery position. The IDF is now confirming about the 40 Israeli civilians gathered near the Israeli-Syria border that crossed into the border. They are confirming that did happen. The IDF strongly condemns the incident, emphasizes its severity, which constitutes a criminal offense that endangers civilians and IDF troops. So those people are going to be charged for doing that, breaching. Now that's starting to spread, that Axios. And also what somebody mentioned in here. So you guys are sharp. You guys are sharp. I gotta say. Beirut to request 1 month ceasefire extensions at DC talks, says Lebanese official. Somebody brought this up in chat. Yeah, it's just coming out right now. We just mentioned that, Lorenzo, about the 3 to 5 days thing. The Axios I just showed it on the screen. See, Lorenzo, you're right on it. If I didn't catch it, you caught it. Everybody catches stuff in chat. I love it. Yes. What's up, Clifford? And Bernardo. Yes. It's funny because I just showed that and you put that in chat. Are you watching X or Telegram or both like me? Because it was literally just on the screen. Oh my gosh. It's too much. Too funny. Look. Here. I just shared it on the screen. Right there. Now, if the warring factions in the country is between IRGC and the politicians, clerics, mullahs, well, we're going to find out soon enough who is exactly calling the shots in Iran. And if I'm a betting person, Polymarket, I'm saying IRGC all the way. So they're not going to go into the demands. They're not going to cave. We'll find out. I guess that's where we're at right now. It would be curious if there was an IRGC representative in Pakistan. I think they might lose it. Could you imagine sitting with Ghalibaf, I can never say his name, Arachi? And then it's Arachi, whatever his name is, the foreign minister, Ghalibaf, and an IRGC member, the three of them. That would be cray-cray. That would be something to see. Well, I don't think the IRGC would show up. They say, I don't even know if the foreign minister and Ghalibaf would want them on the same plane. You're not coming on our plane. Take a different plane because they might target us before we even get there. Oh my gosh. Rabbits don't eat tomatoes. Just call them tree rats. Oh my God, Marianne. I may need more coffee. I have to make another pot. But the tree rats, the squirrels. Are we talking about the squirrels again? But once every couple of years, we get these huge turkeys traveling over our fenced area. I do too. The wild turkeys. Don't forget, I'm in a wheelchair. I don't move fast enough. I hear you. I hear you. President Republic believes he has done all he can militarily. He wants to exit the war with Iran. I saw that too. We should look into this more. Hold on. Not that, but it made me think of something else. You triggered me. We were talking about it earlier. I am not going to them. And I'm definitely not going to anything that has to do with India. Today. This came out today. The ad blocker. I have ad blocker. It's not letting me look at the article. I should just copy and paste it in a different browser. Firefox has a lot of blocking. but not this one. Okay. I never use this browser. Now, it says report. Take this for a pile, okay? Nearly half of U.S. stockpile depleted in Iran war. Could run out of missiles in case of another conflict. Where is the report coming from? Citing... Oh, God. It's the three-lettered agency, news agency. Bye-bye. I saw the source and I'm like, oh my God, no. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. That's old. We need something more recent. How much, I would like to see these reports, how much of the stockpile is left? But I need to see an actual list. This one's reporting it too. Oh, heck no. Don't ever go to the Indian media. They are bad in general. Oh my gosh. Okay, the Jerusalem Post put something out after Iran war. This is what the Jerusalem Post put out today. It's actually from today. U.S. potentially facing near-term risk of running out of key ammunition after Iran war. According to an analysis conducted by the Center of Strategic International Studies, it may take 3 to 5 years to replenish U.S. missile stockpiles to pre-war levels. Holy shit, if true. Oh, there we go again. I would like to see the study. I want to see this. This is something we should go directly to the source instead of taking it from the media, especially that one. I want to see what, if we could. They have it. There. It's here. Let's take a look. Directly to the source, not media. Center for Strategic and International Studies. Last round, status of key munitions at the Iran war ceasefire. Oh, here we go. So, holy shit. 2 years, 5 years delivery time. Oh, this shit breaks it down pretty good. Holy shit. Pre-war inventory. THAADs with 350. Holy shit. That's not good. Definitely, if this is true, we used almost half the Patriots, almost all the THAADs, and it takes years to replenish them. Look how much the cost. Tomahawks, 1/3, 25% at least of those. Oh my God, almost half of those, or maybe close to more than half. Yeah, this is serious stuff. Maybe that's why he says the war is over, the military war is over, because he knows. Wow. For 4 of them, the United States may have expended more than half of the pre-war inventory. Rebuilding to pre-war levels for the 7 munitions will take 1 to 4 years as missiles in the pipeline are delivered. And that's the thing I said, we have to save them for a potential crisis somewhere else. See? And building stockpiles to levels adequate for a war with China will take additional time. Well, Ukraine ain't getting nothing. So there are other options. We do have other options to use. With some modifications. But man, this could be definitely. I mean, that's not all we have. They're showing you the options here. There's quite a bit of that. The figure below shows inventories, operation uses in Iran with proposed budget. Holy shit. So this really goes into it. I'm going to bookmark this. That's if these numbers are accurate, but look at the quantity requested. The precision. Relatively new system. Yeah, we used a lot of THAADs. Shit, half of the Patriots. Congress better get their ass together. And this has nothing to do with the war itself. They need to replenish the munitions. I mean, they better not get the politics involved making this about Iran. They got to replenish our stockpile. Bottom line. You know, the ground, that's why we hear a lot about the ground. This is really extensive. I mean, this thing is going, this is a freaking huge article. I'm going to put this in chat, link. You guys could look at this on your own time. But it breaks it down pretty good, I think. Wow. Yeah, they got propaganda. Just saying, U.S. official says Iran is a complete split between negotiators and military. I'm not surprised. With neither side able to reach the supreme leader. That's interesting. Trump says he already did regime change, so he thinks he's done. Well, tell that to the Iranian people. Trump said we have plenty of weapons. We do. That says there's other alternative weapons. We do. But the ones we've been using a lot of. And you can't use them all in the event something blows up somewhere else. Iranian Foreign Minister, Iran accepts the U.S. request conveyed through Pakistan to extend the ceasefire. Interesting. Iranian Minister of Finance, Iran has agreed to the U.S. request relayed through Pakistan to extend the ceasefire. But had they agreed to meet? U.S. weapons are in presence, but are overcomplicated and very expensive to build. Absolutely. We accepted Trump's proposal to extend the ceasefire. What does that mean? That they're not going to fire on ships now? Does that mean they're agreeing to the ceasefire? That they're not going to fire upon ships? Or does that mean they're going to go now to Pakistan to sit down for negotiations? It's two different things. You could agree to the ceasefire. That means they agree they're not going to do anything. Like they did this morning. Okay, fine. But are they going to meet? Within the next, now, 3 to 5 days. So they accepted to wait for 3 days. Again. Oh my God. It's so confusing. I need to see, are they going to now wait and try to figure out? Like we've been saying, there's stuff going on internally. Does that mean we're gonna work this out? We're gonna work this out. We're gonna figure something out, and we'll let you know. We'll take those 3 days to figure out what we're gonna do. I don't know. It's boggling. See what Iran International is saying. Let's see what Telegram is saying. Well, the other side just put this out just now. Contrary to reports, Iran has not yet issued any official statement accepting the U.S. extension of the ceasefire. It took 3 minutes just for them to respond. Oh my God. Contrary to reports, the Iranians have not announced anything officially regarding the extension of the U.S. ceasefire. It just came out. This is what I mean. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. It just came out. Contrary to reports, nope. We haven't released any official statement on that. Look at the chat. Lorenzo, dude. So they accepted to wait for 3 days, and now it's like, not so fast. Oh, man. You can't make this up. You just can't make this up. And nothing yet new, fresh on Iranian International. So I think some of the more, I don't want to call it responsible ones, are holding back on this right now. They're waiting to see how this is going to play out. Now he says this. We have not yet made a decision regarding participation in the new round of Islamabad negotiations. We entered the negotiations in good faith. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. They don't trust. It's the same guy. Now he just backed off. You can't make this up because soon the foreign minister, and like I said, where is Ghalibaf? They're going to disappear. You're going to start seeing other people the IRGC wants there. Now, that's something to keep an eye out. If you don't see the foreign minister or Ghalibaf showing up at the next negotiations, you know for sure who's calling the shots. Then we got to see who are the new people involved representing Iran. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if it does, then you know who's really calling the shots. What's up, Francis? Madness. I should put, forget about Waldo, where is Ghalibaf? I swear I'm going to put that in. Oh my God, that's scary. They were interviewing yesterday people in the protests, and some of them are paid. They're purposely put on to talk. It's not like they're just speaking from free will. They're actually paid actors, like paid. IRGC, this is 2 hours ago. Fars News asks pro-regime crowd where IRGC should target if war with Israel and U.S. resumes. Many said Tel Aviv, New York. I'm just going to read to you. I don't even want to read to you the rest, because it's really like offensive. The man with the goatee says the person who's trying to compromise should be targeted first. That's what I'm telling you. If these suckers think they're weak and they're compromising and working with the enemy, they're done. They're under threat, direct threat from the people themselves. You compromise with them, you make a deal with them, you're out. They just said, should be targeted first. There's a video of a person saying this. We won't understand it, but it says the man with the goatee at 31 seconds says the person who is trying to compromise should be targeted first. Oh, they're trying to say the mouse. Ghalibaf is not in control of the country. The mouse is. The president is. Ghalibaf, as parliament speaker, is only head of the negotiating team. Now, they put this out a few minutes ago because look at the contradiction that's going on in Iran. Iranian parliament official. Ghalibaf's advisor's opinions do not represent his position. So then why is his advisor saying one thing? Where is Ghalibaf? We've been hearing from his advisor, but we're not hearing from Ghalibaf. So why don't Ghalibaf say something? That's interesting. 45 minutes ago, Iranian parliament official said Ghalibaf's advisor's opinion does not represent his position. So Ghalibaf must want to negotiate, but is being suppressed. Shut up. You have nothing to say here. We'll tell you what to say when. And that's all I got in reference to him, because I put, where is Ghalibaf? Look, Ghalibaf's last TV interview, and this is posted April 21st, so where's he been? What is this? Oh gosh. Just in, IRGC threatens to cut. We showed that earlier, Lorenzo. I saw that earlier on Telegram about the cables. It was also on Iran International. Let me go back. Let me get away from this. Where is Galibaf? Here. This is what you're referring to. I showed this earlier. Should have hit the wrong thing. I put the clock off. Hold on. So yeah, I saw that a few hours ago. 2 tankers just took off from Tel Aviv, but they've been in the air consistently. There was tankers in the air yesterday. They've been around. I wouldn't put too much into that. Not right now. I mean, now, I have not, I'm going to check True Social. I have not heard anything about this 3 to 5. That's coming from a source. Until I see the president mention that, then I'll, you know what I mean? I'm going to check his True Social. Any word, well, it's a little early for Tusi even now. Why is it? Okay, I'm on the president's now. So this was yesterday. The last one was yesterday. Iran is collapsing financially. They want the Strait of Hormuz open immediately, starving for cash, losing $500 million a day. Military and police complaining that they are not getting paid. SOS. That was the last one. That was yesterday. Well, early this morning maybe, because it says 9 hours ago, so maybe late last night, early this morning. That's the last one. In regards to Iran. Everything else is pretty quiet right now. As I'm looking. Iran, this 1 minute ago, Reza Pahlavi made a statement. We might have to go to his X account. Iran's exiled prince Reza Pahlavi said on Wednesday that he had arrived in Berlin to ensure the voices of Iranians fighting for their liberation are heard ahead of meetings with German lawmakers. Quote, as Iranians continue to fight for their liberation, I have arrived in Berlin to ensure their voices are heard. He posted on X. Tomorrow I will meet at the Bundestag with elected officials across the German political spectrum, speaking to members of the press. I meet with the Iranian diaspora, whatever it's called. Yeah, we talked about the 2 ships. Somebody said there's 3 now that were attacked. So we got to go to his. That's what Iran International just put out. So I'm going to go to Reza Pahlavi. I am following him. Let's show it on the screen. I like to go right directly to the source. 57 minutes ago. He did put that out there. Exactly what I just read. So this might be something to maybe watch what he says tomorrow in Germany, because I'm sure it's going to be covered somewhere. So he's going to be in Germany meeting with the elected officials and speaking to the members of the press and meet with the what was that? So yeah, that's tomorrow. Well, wait a minute. Is it tomorrow? Thursday? I'm assuming. I really want to see if this is true about Iran. There's contradictory stuff. Iran agrees. Cease fire extension. I want to go to the IRIB. What are they doing? Of course, this is their media. They're showing the visit of the commanders of the ground forces of the Iranian army to western border points of entry to the country. Okay, 25 minutes ago. This is their media, okay? The foreign minister spokesperson. So where is wait. Where is he now too? Where is Arachi? Where is he now? Now the foreign spokesman is talking for him? Iran has not decided to join the new round of talks with the U.S. as Washington keeps changing its stance hour by hour and lacks consistency and a unified approach in its decisions. That's 25 minutes ago coming from their broadcasting outlet. Okay. This is other stuff. Now look what they're putting. The Financial Times, FT. At least 34 tankers with links to Iran have bypassed the U.S. blockade since we began, according to the cargo tracking group Vortexa, including several carrying Iranian oil, despite U.S. President Trump's declaring the barricade as a tremendous success. And this happened earlier, the tankers that somebody just mentioned. The two vessels are currently in the territorial waters of the Islamic Republic of Iran for inspection of their cargo documentation and related records. So they're saying the two violated vessels linked to Israel, Francesca, and this one is Greek, which operated without required authorization and manipulated navigational system. They shut off their transponders. Well, and call it a transponder. Endangering maritime safety, bullshit. So I see two. Somebody said there might have been a third. But this is their outlet. This is their media. And that is connected to the IRGC. This just confirms it for now. Contrary to reports, Iran has not yet issued any official statement accepting U.S. extension of the ceasefire. Oh, you see? How fast did that flip? Look at the reports that were coming out that they did, and look how fast the reports are coming contradicting that. Real quick. Yeah, keep an eye on that, Lorenzo. But this just goes sometimes it's good to look at what the other side is saying too through their media outlets. You know what I mean? I did send a request to, let's call it a moderate cleric, Sunni cleric in Iran. I am not expecting a response, but I would like to get some dialogue with him. I don't think it's going to happen. Why would he want to just talk to me? But I tried. And he is, just like the rest, responsible. But I should have wrote his name down because I can't remember his name now. Tasneem, good luck. The UN is this is bullshit. See, this is what I mean. The UN is not even a paper tiger. It's worse than that. Iran urges UN chief candidates to oppose use of force, rejects double standards. Tasneem. Give me a break. Just again, this is their news outlet. I'm just giving you an idea. See, they put it on this one too. They have not yet decided whether to attend a new round of Pakistani media talks in Islamabad. But where is the foreign minister now? Oh, see, now they're trying to throw this shit in the game. I don't like to show that because they put a lot of horrible things, propaganda to, against the president, which is to be expected. But I'm not going to play part of that. This I didn't see. This I saw about the Syria, them going into Syria. Yep, this is true. Even the IDF has confirmed that this has happened, and they said that these people will face criminal charges. So that is true. Oh, Jesus Christ. You see what they do? See what they do? I'm not going to play this game with them. But you get an idea. You get an idea what comes out from their outlets and what they're putting out there. The two of them. Just those two. But it gives you an idea. It gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. Normally the tankers go into Jordan and disappear. Now it's going close to the Syria border. That's different. And a big change, and it's still going up. Well, there might be some. It's okay. So, the Iranians targeted a Kurdish Iraqi location earlier. So maybe we're sending in something to deal with that situation. I don't think Iraq is part of the ceasefire. So maybe there's something afoot. Something's going on. So, I don't know. Keep an eye on it, but yeah, they keep talking about that undersea cable thing. It's spreading all over. "51 minutes ago," but that was yesterday. It related to an article yesterday. Wow, this is so propagandaish. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot of propaganda on that. Oh my gosh. Wow. I ain't gonna share no more. Not from them. Yeah, there's nothing else updated right now. It's quiet. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the whole flight radar thing and trying to see what the heck could be going on. It's going back to the Israel coast. Sean, I honestly think they're announcing that the military objective is done because there could be serious concerns. The more I look at it, about the stockpile, or they're going to have to go to a different source of weapons moving forward if they decide. We have other weapons at our disposal, but the ones we've been using, they're significant number to say the least. That could be a concern. The military might be saying this is a concern. So that, I'm not saying it is. It could be connected to him saying we're done militarily, the war is over, because there's concerns in other areas that might be influencing that decision. I'm not saying that's the case, but again, looking at that thing I was looking at earlier, there are other weapons that we can use, that we have large stockpiles of. But the THAADs, the Patriots, the bunker busters, precision bombs, precision missiles, we used a lot of them. Tomahawks. That could be a major concern. Put it this way, can we repeat the same 13,000 sortie strikes? I don't think so. Not with the same stuff. And they also have to think about the interceptors, the Patriots, the THAADs. How much do we have left? How much does Iran have left? Like, I don't know who it was yesterday in chat. They brought up the point about the laser weapon that could be used. They were testing it. Somebody mentioned this yesterday. Maybe that's an option, but you got to get it there first, or you got to get ships that have that capacity, the capability to do that in the area. But there could be serious concerns about that. Just saying. Wait, United States says it has concern about missiles, not Iran. How is that possible? Like the Roman Empire saying, nah, we concerned about spears and shields. No, I'm not joking. I showed the report from a research agency that is reputable. It's not that it's not reputable. It is a concern. Right here. This is... And when you look at this, I shared the link earlier. There are concerns. And it takes time to replenish the stockpile. But there are others. See, before delving into munitions with shortages, it's worth recognizing that many munitions have acceptable inventories. Thus, even if critical munitions run low or run out, the United States will be able to continue the fight. So they show you the alternatives. Look at the stockpile. So there are other alternatives to use here. So, yes, there is. But they have other options, obviously. That's not the only weapons we have in our arsenal, obviously. Yes, Marianne. Trump says Iran talks possible as soon as Friday. New York Post. Let's go to the Post. But he's doing a lot of talking until I hear it confirmed from the Iranian side. And you know, when he talks, they mock him. And now they're saying here 3 vessels on the Post. They mock him. They let him make his statements, and then they try to mock him publicly with his statements. So they'll just say, no, we have not agreed to anything on Friday, but they might be. But publicly, they'll say otherwise. They'll deny it. But here, 3 vessels hit by Iranian fire in Strait of Hormuz hours after Trump extends ceasefire. So it is 3. So somebody said it. I think it was Lorenzo. Yes, I saw that about the Bush. And that's what I also heard too. Watch out Friday night after the markets close. Yes, yes, and yes. And that's why Friday might be the day that he mentioned that on purpose, Friday. That could definitely be tied, because I've heard similar. Yes. I think the enforcer was talking about that last night. I think it was the enforcer. He said, watch out Friday after the markets close. I give credit to the enforcer because I think that's where I heard it, was during their stream. So yeah, 3. Oh God, continue without my ad blocker. Panama flagged, but they said that it was Israeli tied. That's what the other side is saying. Okay, so the 3rd vessel is the Euphoria. That's the one that I didn't know about. Euphoria. That's it. This is just coming out. I don't see anything about that, what you just put. I don't see anything there. But I'm sure that you've seen it somewhere. But it takes a minute for them to update. Yes, that's what I'm saying. The Bush will be in theater Friday. Why is he mentioning Friday now? If that is accurate, what somebody just put in chat, that it was Walter Bloomberg at Delta One. Trump says Iran talks possible as soon as Friday. Why Friday? Markets, Bush. That's a fresh arsenal. And you got to think about too, there's one thing we haven't discussed: nuclear subs. The hidden threat of ours. So again, let's just see. Let's just see how this plays out in the next few days. I still think that the IRGC is going to be the one that is going to ultimately be the ones that lead any decision making in Iran. As I showed that chart earlier, the power structure. I mean, only the supreme leader stands in their way. And if the Mouse Jr. is incapacitated, to say the least, just remember, I keep emphasizing this, despite these talks and everything else, negotiations, this is where it stands. Supreme Leader, Mouse Jr., maybe, question mark, X, don't know. Military and IRGC, Judiciary, they are hard liners. They are on the top. Look where Parliament is. Look where the president is. And if he is not incapacitated, well, they serve. The IRGC is not connected to anybody else, only to the supreme leader. And if the supreme leader is not in play here, who do you think is going to take the role? You think the IRGC, who answers directly to the supreme leader, is going to take their orders and let them run the country down here? Or are they going to step up and say, the supreme leader is incapacitated, thus we are taking control of the country? And these suckers are going to go a long line with it, because these are hardliners in the judiciary. They are bad. Then you got the assembly of experts who answer directly to the supreme leader. He gives orders to the guardian council, which then funnels through here. So again, who do you think wins the power play struggle in Iran, looking at this chart? Parliament at the bottom, or the IRGC here that answers directly to the Ayatollah? I mean, common sense will tell you who's going to win that power struggle. And remember, they only answer to the supreme leader, and one of them has already been taken out. And remember, this is jihad. This is a holy war. They don't have no problem being martyred. And yes, you'll have some that will flee and desert or turn. We have to really think about that. Yes, we were talking about the Ukrainian counter-drone systems earlier. But Jason in chat came up with a great idea, which I thought was a great idea. Put some of those Ukrainian drone systems with personnel on top of on tankers. Get them to the tankers. Put them on the decks. And have people standing on guard. But that's good, effective for drones. I don't know necessarily about missiles. I've heard that in some cases the new upgraded version can intercept missiles. But you still got to deal with the fast-moving boats. Yeah, no, somebody mentioned that. I'm just saying in reference. I know, Navy Mom. Good morning. U.S. State Department wants American citizens to leave Iran immediately. Wait, what? What? I thought that was issued a while back. All those people should be out of there already. Why would they reissue it again? Is that supposed to be like incoming? You should have been out of Iran already. That warning was issued a while back. Get out. So to reissue it to whoever's left, you should not be there. You should have gotten out months ago, leading up to this, knowing what the possibility was. I wouldn't have stayed. I'm out. I'm getting the hell out of here before all hell breaks loose. I'm not staying here. I could be potentially detained, and God only knows what they'll use me for as some kind of a bargaining chip. But Bill, you're not worthy. They're not going to bother over you. That's what I'm worried about. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that doesn't necessarily... The only way you interpret that is by putting that out there means that if they issued a warning, thus something might be coming. That's the only way you connect the two right there. By putting a post out like that. They issued another warning, which could mean that something is coming. Right? And we got to look at the U.S. State Department. Because I'm sure Tusi wouldn't put stuff out there unless it was confirmed. That I will say. Oh, that's interesting. Remember there was stuff going on in Mexico? Sidebar. Well, on Monday, Visa restrictions on individuals linked to Sinaloa cartel. Didn't something pop off yesterday or the day before? I lose track. Wonder if that had anything to do with anything. Just saying. I'm on the State Department site right now. Travelers. Check the travel advisories. Let's go to Iran. High-risk travel spots. That's just telling me that. Let me search Iran. Iran travel advisory. When was this dated? This is old. This is what it says on. What?
I'm making eggs. You want some?
What kind of egg? Scrambled?
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass for now. But thank you for asking.
Okay.
This is coming from the State Department. But it's old. Advisory history. Review the latest State Department travel advisory about Iran. Do not travel to Iran for any reason. U.S. citizens in Iran should leave immediately. U.S. citizens are at risk due to terrorism, civil unrest, kidnapping, arbitrary detention of U.S. citizens, torture, and wrongful detention. Just reading that, I would not be there. I am out. But this was issued December 5th. Advisory history. Yeah, that's the last one I see, unless something new happened that I'm missing. I'm not seeing like a new, like if it was reissued. You know what I mean? I don't know. But that's the last advisory. This is the U.S. Department of State. But what's this one? Wait a minute. Americans in the Middle East should follow the latest guidance. Maybe because that's the latest. Iran. Latest alerts on embassy website. Let's just try that. April 21st. Iran airspace partially reopens. What the fuck is that? This could be what it is right here. As of April 21st, Iran's airspace has partially reopened. U.S. citizens should leave Iran now. So that's probably what it is. Because they partially reopened their airspace. If you have the opportunity to get out of the country, now's your chance. That's got to be the connection. That's got to be the connection. Monitor local media for updates and consult with commercial carriers for additional information on flights out of Iran. Americans seeking to depart Iran may also depart by land to Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Turkmenistan. U.S. should not travel to Afghanistan, Iraq, Pakistan. Okay. So this is probably what it is, because this is new. This is new. So because they partially reopened their with commercial flights, anyone still there, get out. Get out now. That is actually accurate. I mean, the warning, initial warning was in December that you should not be there or travel there. But because the partial opening of commercial flights getting out of Iran, get out now. If you want to get out, now's your chance, pretty much. Let's look at the latest travel advisory. See, because this one is December. The level 4. So the Tusi, now I don't know how he's going to tie this all together, but if I'm thinking, because they opened up their commercial airlines to get out, now's your chance to get out. Gonna have to watch what he discusses later. But I'm sure that's where he's going with it. That makes sense, yes. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you just got to, do a little research how he's connecting it. Well, that's how he's connecting it. If I'm assuming, I can't say that definitively, but this is the security alert from yesterday. And it is. Iran airspace partially reopens. And that's exactly it. Get out now. It says it. Americans seeking to depart Iran may also depart by land, blah, 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 blah. U.S. citizens should leave Iran now. Because they partially reopened their airspace. U.S. citizens should leave Iran now. So that is a fact. Fact. I would get the hell out of there now. If I was there, it is way too dangerous to be there as an American. Really, way too dangerous. They'll take you as a chip. Just because you're American, obviously. That is not the position you want to put yourself in. Absolutely not. That's common sense, especially if you have a family. It's one thing if you're solo and you're making your own decisions for your own personal well-being, but if you are responsible for others, get them out. Forget about you. Get them out. If you're not worried about yourself, get them out. The people you care for, you love. God, allegedly, we talked about this yesterday about the 8 women that the president posted about. 2 were minors that were supposedly going to be executed by hanging, but then Iran denies that. Of course. So it doesn't matter if that's true. We look to see, and I showed it also around the same time, how they were recruiting. They lowered the age level to have 12-year-olds engaged in operations on the streets of Iran for the regime. Now, talk about a war crime. That's not a war crime? My gosh. I'd make an announcement that all the women and children must travel west and south. The U.S. has deployed the Ukrainian counter. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Jason came up with a great idea earlier. I think it's brilliant. I think they should do it. Put these drones, the Ukrainian-based drones that have now been upgraded with AI incorporated in them. Put them on the decks of these tankers. I think but getting them there, how would you get them there? By fast-moving boat? Not theirs. Helicopter? How would you transport them there? The Iranians know what you're probably going to figure out what you're doing. Are they going to now target that tanker? If the game is afoot, could that escalate the situation? It's a lot to think about. There's no way I would be there, Navy mom. No way. Go into the weekend with good news. Markets close on good terms. Escalation happens over the weekend. if anything, if, capitalize in bold, it would be Friday after the market's closed. If, big if, military operations. Because they said, if it's true, again, I have not seen any confirmation by the president. If true, that it's a 3 to 5 day window. 3 to 5. 3's Friday. Is that on purpose? Setting the stage for the weekend for something? Especially that the Bush. And I pray for your son, Navy mom. I mean, could there be one last push for military ops? I don't know what shape or form. Amphibious, air, special ops. Don't know how far they would go. But is there still one more big operation yet to happen? It would be one more. I don't see it going further than that. One more large-scale strike in Iran. Like, that would be it. And if I was to forecast and predict, which I don't like doing that, but speculating, I would say there could be one big response left militarily. But they're going to hit. They're going to, whatever they hit, they're going to make sure it's high priority in their military strategic opinion, where it's really going to hurt them. Because this could be it. It could be one more. What do you guys think? One more? Do you see it going extended? More than like one major operation? I'm not saying it's going to happen one day. I'm saying one more large-scale operation. I'm not saying one day. I'm saying one major operation left. What's up, JC? Meanwhile, go out and enjoy the beautiful weather. Oh, stop it, Mark. It's not beautiful here. Maybe where you are, it's nice. Not here. It's cold. And it was raining. It was nice a week ago. At this time, I was in the pool. Almost. Not quite. I'm in northwestern Minnesota and it's supposed to be 80 today. Oh, stop it, both of you. They need it. With the Navy ships. Those Navy ships are ready. They're ready. Matter of fact, Navy mom, I'm not playing the song. I was thinking about that last night. I cannot believe that my song was played on all the TV screens on the Bush. My hair stands up when I think about that. That is such an honor for me. That is, I swear, that makes me so proud and honored. It gets me emotional. Not almost, it does. It gets me emotional to think just to think that I played a role in some positive way to the men and women on the Bush with that song. That's incredible. And he told her that it was shown on all the TV screens on the ship. My song. That is freaky. That is so freaky. But I'm so honored. All right, let me get to... Somebody mentioned this in chat yesterday. But I want to read it a little bit first. Yeah, they definitely brought this up yesterday. Here it is. You ready, Navy Mom? Somebody brought this up in chat and they were correct. This is navaltoday.com. U.S. Navy fires laser weapon from aircraft carrier. Destroys drones in historic test. This was, look at the date. Yesterday. The U.S. Navy has tested a high-energy laser weapon aboard the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush, destroying multiple drones in a landmark demonstration. Look at that. See that, Navy Mom? Without going into too many more details, that's, I don't want to say the word, but that's bad, you know what. So that goes in a little live fire test. The locust system. Somebody brought this up yesterday. And this is the important part. It can be rapidly integrated on both ground vehicles and naval vessels without requiring major modifications, while its roll-on, roll-off design allows for quick installations on ships. It can either recharge its own batteries or draw power directly from the vessel. Locust demonstrates high precision by accurately detecting, tracking, and engaging targets. This could be a major game changer. It was Eugene? That was me yesterday. See, I'm not ignoring. See, Eugene? On the money. On the money. So we give Eugene total credit for that yesterday. See, Eugene, I'm not ignoring your comments. Yes, it did come from the heart. Navy Mom. I wrote it. Look, I promised you I was going to write it that day, and I wrote it out, and I got it out by that night. I kept my promise. Because you were the one that inspired me to make that. It was you. Just like Eric with the Irish song, our UK friends with Battle for Britain, the Iran songs for the Iranian people. That's right, Eugene. Well, you know what? When he comes home, you tell him to drop in while you're here. God willing, we'll have that time. And I can personally say hello to him. And thank you. And thank everyone there. And glad you're home with Mom. Hopefully, that would be a great moment. Without revealing his personal identity and all that, just to say that. We are all paid up as far as comments, but hey, you see, I don't have no super chats. I just read everybody's comments. It's not like I have 50,000 or 100,000 people watching where my chat is going so fast I can't catch up like to what people are saying. That's the good part. I get everybody involved. There's no super chats. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Anyway, is Tusi going live? I've been streaming. I got up super early. How long have I been going now? 3 hours? Let's see if there's anything new. But you guys are sharp. Eugene, Jason, all of you, Lorenzo, all of you make this happen. It's team. It's a community. Supporting our country, supporting freedom around the world, supporting specifically the Iranian people, their freedom, and hopefully establishing peace in the region with Israel. Bye-bye proxies. Let's just do away with this once and for all. My gosh. And let's not forget what's going on here in our country, of course. We cannot domestically, I'm just saying, there's so many things to be aware of. It's just not focused on one. There's a lot to focus on. I'm going to look at Telegram. There's a couple of new things. Oh my God, I got to go check CB's email. I want to get that shirt for bike riding. This is all IDF stuff about what's going on between them and Hezbollah. All of it. So nothing new regarding Iran. I'm going to check one more time, then I'm going to take a break. Because the first thing I did was get up, do a few things. I've been up since 5:30. And it's almost 10 a.m. Bill needs a break. What? What was reported about the foreign ministry spokesman was inaccurate? Oh, but see, there's so much confusion going on within Iran. Anything that comes out of Iran, you don't even know. The president is absolutely right. But we've been talking about it. There's absolute chaos going on internally in Iran right now. Chaos. And I'm not just talking about economically or militarily. It is chaos. Wait a minute. See now, a propaganda thing, I am not buying that at all. I'm just going to ignore it. Iran State TV, 16 minutes ago, accuses Pakistan and Army Chief Asim Munir of playing a double game in U.S.-Iran talks. Tehran says Islamabad ignored its proposal in the U.S.-Iran talks. Tehran says Islamabad pushed a 16 U.S.-backed demands aligning publicly with Washington and misrepresented progress. Munir is working as an American agent. This is what their state TV just put out.
Bro,
What?
you got time?
No, I'm live. What?
Bro, I'm desperate, bro.
For what?
Because Brian is not doing the thing with the supplements no more, and I'm running low.
We'll talk about that after privately. I'm live. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna be done soon because I've been streaming for 3 hours already. This just came out. What is that about? Now the Iranians are accusing the Pakistanis as an American agent. Alexa, stop. Yeah, exactly, dude. Dissolve. This is so crazy. I'll step away for a little while. When I come back, I'm sure it's going to be insane. In a few hours. It's like every few minutes something comes out and it totally contradicts what was just said 5 minutes prior. It's crazy. I don't want to see what Macron. I don't want to even see what you just put in chat with Macron. Or I don't want to see anything with Starmer or Macron, but I'm going to read it anyway. I like doing that to myself. Emmanuel Macron, president of France, has announced death of a second French UNIFIL troop who was killed in southern Lebanon by Hezbollah. Wow. But so what's he gonna do? So they've got an international UN representation on the ground in southern Lebanon and a French troop soldier lost their life. What's he gonna do? He's gonna chew on Israel. That's what he's gonna do. He won't go after Hezbollah, blaming Hezbollah. He's going to go after Israel. The UNIFIL is like an international peacekeeping like presence on the ground in southern Lebanon. But what's he going to do? Who's he going to blame? Is he going to blame Hezbollah? Condemn them? Oh, we strongly condemn Hezbollah for... Well, that's it. If he even does it with strong language, I'd be interested to see exactly what he says. Do you have an actual quote from him? He has announced it. Let me look him up. Oh, I'm afraid. I've never looked him up. Oh, God. Let me check his... I am not following him. Or Starmer. Oh, yeah. He died for France. Look at his statement. Let's see what he wrote exactly. He just put this out 40 minutes ago. Corporal, I am not even going to try to say the name. And I apologize and my respects to that person. Of the 132nd Sino-Technical Infantry Regiment of Sweeps, repatriated yesterday from Lebanon, where he had been seriously wounded by Hezbollah fighters, died this morning from his injuries. He died for France. The nation, which will pay tribute tomorrow to another mortally wounded during the same ambush, salutes with emotion the memory of Corporal Anisset Girardin and his sacrifice. It also extends its most sincere thoughts and deepest compassion to his family, his loved ones, as well to the families of the other wounded. It pays homage to the exemplary commitment of our armed forces within UNIFIL, which work with courage and determination in the service of France and peace in Lebanon. He does nothing here to condemn Hezbollah. He died for France at the hands of Hezbollah or Hezbollah. No condemnation. That's it. We go right to sports. Oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my. So are they there for humanitarian support? Oh, this requires Hezbollah, which committed a grave strategic error by dragging Lebanon into the war it did not choose, to cease targeting Israel and stop claiming that it substitutes for the state and exercise powers. This is one thing that I totally agree with. It also requires Israel's withdrawal from Lebanese territory. Oh boy, there, I knew there had to be a catch. They are not going to get out of the southern... Oh my God. Oh, let me get away from him. Iran is studying the various dimensions of Trump's claim regarding the extension of the ceasefire. What the hell does that mean? I have no clue. What's going on? Lion 3, what's going on now? Exactly. Good point, Jason. Good point. Great point. That is a terrible uniform, right? Not for nothing. And my condolences and prayers. What are you guys chatting about? There's a plane with no info above Jordan, and the registry says Lion 31. Could that have anything to do with the Rising Lion operation from Israel? That sounds more like governmental. or the one from now. Remember, transponders go on and off. Don't read too much. Yeah, that's what you get from France. It says broken transponders, so there are signal jamming. That's interesting. Let me go look at this on flight radar. What you guys, is it still showing up? I was gonna get off now. Lion 31 is that? Let me look it up. Is that what it is? Lion 31. Lion Air. What the hell is this? Misconfigured or broken transponder. And it's got zeros next to it. I see it. What is that other plane flying next to it? Oh, that's a USA. What is that? A tanker next to it? It just turned to fly parallel with it. It's a strata tanker. It is. Whoa. What's this about? So there's the Lion 31, but the tank is like trailing it. What type of aircraft is this? Yeah, there's some spoofing going on. What type of aircraft is this? No aircraft type because of transponder issues. Interesting. Number one is Overlord. Where is Overlord? Overlord. That's the drone. That's the MQ. Yeah. Wow, it's been out there for a while. Overlord should be heading back. It is. It's been out there for a while. It's heading back. Monitoring, of course, the Persian Gulf and the Strait. Makes total sense. They've been doing that. What else is going on? There's got to be another big boy. The rivet joint's in the area. Another tanker. That's their tanker. That's the Voyager tanker for the UK. Yes. More tankers. More tankers near Lion. And another tanker. And another tanker. What's up? A lot of tankers. What is this about? It's spoofing, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But what is Lion 31? That's my question. That's whoever brought this up. It's really interesting. Yeah, typical fuel sky bridge configuration. But what? I'm not worried about the tankers because you see tankers all the time. C-17s. You see drones, Poseidon. I haven't seen the Poseidons lately, but you see that all the time. But what is Lion 31? And where is that heading? Because that's definitely, I would guess, I'm assuming it's Israeli. Lion 31? Who's on that plane? I'm going to look this up. It's that's Lion Air 31. Flight aware. That's not the same one. What is the? We don't have a call letter. Is Lion Air. It looks, I mean, based on the screen size, that would, because you can tell what a tanker is based on the size. That kind of looks small. But I'm trying to see if I could find it. Sometimes you can look it up, Lion 31, and you'll see it. But I'm not finding any information on this one. It just comes up with Lion Air. It's a tanker? I don't think it's a tanker. What operation was Ryzen lying on? In the aircraft with the radius of that plane are showing broken transponders. Interesting. Interesting. The tankers are obvious, KJ. They depict the size. You can distinguish the tankers. Now that could be a smaller, different type of tanker, but that is not a 35 or a 46. A Pegasus, no way. Because they use the similarity in the size of the craft depicted on Flight Radar. That's why it's so easy to spot them. Like this is a tanker. This could be a tanker because you see the size. You see the way the planes are different sizes. See? That's not the same size. Smaller. So no. Unless it's a smaller version of some kind of other type of tanker. I say that is highly unlikely. Even the drone has its certain appearance. Like, does this look like a tanker? That looks like a tanker. Does that look like a tanker? Not available. That one just disappeared. And like somebody said, who was it? Jason? A lot of shit is going on right now. It is not a 135. Unless they're spoofing the actual thing itself. But again, I'm not going to get obsessed with Flight Radar right now. But I am going to check to see what's going on over here. And it's normal routine to see them before, during. Let's look over here. Is there anything coming over the Atlantic from the US? There's C-17s coming in, coming out. See, like this is a C-17. Bang. It's pretty obvious when you look at them. And you've been looking at them for God knows how long, months. I'm not seeing anything either. DC area. I don't know what the hell that's. Pico? Another tanker. Probably another tanker, not available. That's a super galaxy. That's a big boy. So yeah, you guys could keep an eye on it. I'm not gonna, like I said, obsess on it. It's interesting. Overlord is still around, the MQ. But it's still heading east. Yeah. That don't look like no tanker to me. Now it's grayed out, but it definitely looks like a passenger plane. Not to say that this is accurate, but it just adds to it. What the fuck? Look at that. I don't think so. What the hell? That is bizarre in itself. Again, I'm not going to obsess on this. A United States Navy plane popped up. It could be anything, Jason. It's hard to say. Oh! It's still curious. Uh-oh. More telegrams. Now what? Fox News. That's old. Okay, wait. That's old. Trump extended... Oh, wait. Fox News is saying Trump extended the ceasefire with Iran by only 3 to 5 days. We gotta check True Social. Maybe he said something that Fox News is saying that now. Let me check his True Social before I get off. That's the latest coming from Telegram. Nope. No. His last post is domestic. So nothing on Truth Social. Maybe I should go to Fox News, but not here. Let me go to Google Chrome. Let's see and listen in to see what Fox News is saying.
Bro,
Yes,
you still streaming?
I'm still streaming. I will come to you when I'm done. I'll be done in a few minutes.
Bro, what do you think that's supposed?
What do I think about what? Oh, God.
Good?
Yeah,
Leave it?
yeah. Give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
I swear I'm going to be done because I need a break. China learning value of low-cost munitions. They're not talking about it right now. Fox. Let me go to Fox website. They're not talking about it right now. But that's what's being reported. That's what Fox News is reporting. I just don't see it on the website. Yet. See? What I was saying earlier, though. Power grab. The IRGC sidelines president as military grip expands. Keep an eye on that. I've been saying it. been saying it. The IRGC is going to take over everything. As military council controls access to the supreme leader, because they only answer to the supreme leader, has blocked the presidential appointments and erected what sources describe as security cordon around the supreme leader. The IRGC effectively has assumed control over key state functions. Bang. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it. There it is. Fox News. It was always a matter of when, not if, the IRGC was going to step forward even more than it has in the last 3 decades. And so, there you go. And analysts say a more powerful IRGC likely would mean a more confrontational Iran, less willing to compromise in talks with Washington and more inclined to continue military escalations across the region. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. But it's a mistake to assume this is some sort of coup. This has been the process in Iran for years now, as the regime has chosen conflict over cooperation and emboldened its security forces in every juncture. Like I said, the IRGC is definitely going to pull the shots. They're going to call the shots. Can I send a link on how the Iranian flag would look if the IRGC took total control? Sure you can. I got to make you a mod. I'm surprised you're not a mod, Sean. You can now, before I go, because I got to go. I also have a show to do later for a friend. But yeah, that's significant. And I've been saying it. It's not surprising. Like they're saying in Fox. It's not surprising. It's predictable. It's absolutely predictable. Yeah, regime change, right, Jason? This is why when I heard that regime change, I almost had an attack. I almost had like literally an attack. Total regime change? I'm like, I'm supposed to buy that bullshit? Like that means anything? Because we're negotiating with certain people? Oh yeah, regime change. We're dealing with people that are more friendly and working with. Like we can work with these people. You're out of your mind. Again, something has been hit in the Strait of Hormuz. Doesn't have to be Israeli. That's true. It doesn't have to be Israeli with the call sign Lion 31. Doesn't have to be. Does not have to be. Absolutely right. The voyages would still appear pretty large. But there could be so much spoofing going on. Like Jason said, nothing is working. There's a lot of shit going on. And now that Lorenzo said something has been hit in the Strait of Hormuz, that the jamming is going on, it makes total sense. There's something going on. It all adds up to make sense. And God forbid that we find out that they tried to hit one of our naval vessels. I'm not saying that's the case because I don't think it's going to be in the Strait of Hormuz or near it. But if they did something else, it's just not breaking yet. Got to keep an eye, if at all, if anything's connected to the speculation. The 3D view has windows on it, like a commercial plane. It looks like a passenger plane. It doesn't have the appearance of a tanker. Not the way it is depicted on 3D. I checked already. I showed it on the screen. And let me see what you got here. The UK voyages are usually depicted larger than that. There's a Voyager right now near Cyprus. Oh my God, what kind of crazy flag is that? I've seen that. Isn't that the proxies are using that flag, Sean? I've seen that flag on videos. I've seen this flag. I've seen the proxies, the Iraqi proxies flying this around. The official flag of the Islamic Revolution Corps Guard. This is coming from Quantico, NCIS. Holy shit. Wow, I've seen that on videos. I've seen that flag. I was wondering what the hell that was. Oh no, there's a long story behind that, removing all the mods. I'm not going to get into that. Because there was infighting going on between people with different opinions. And that's fine. But they were attacking people. And I said, that's it. I'm not having that. Not on my stream, I'm not having that. Like, it started to get out of control. And I'm not going to have that. So I just removed everybody. That's not going to happen here. It's okay to have difference of opinion, but when you start using certain language and attacking people based on their opinions, and you don't like it, and then you get into like what happens every day out here, which I hate, where people take the rhetoric and then they start going with it, and it turns into a nasty situation, and it gets heated. I mean, it's okay to be opinionated, but be respectful to each other. I don't care what side is saying it. I won't tolerate it. Once somebody gets disrespectful to others, you're done. I don't care. Have respect for each other. That's how people communicate with each other, through respect. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. Do it respectfully. You don't have to take it because you're taking it really personal, and I get it. There's a lot involved here, emotionally, passion, people literally living through these experiences. I get it. But try to refrain from going to a certain level in the gutter. Show some respect to each other. That's my thing. I'm not going to tolerate it. That's what freedom is about. Engagement, but with respect. There's nothing wrong with having a difference of an opinion with someone. Nothing. But keep it civil. That's my point. Okay, what's going on here now? Another tanker took off. Vahidi, that's the one you have to pay attention to, Navy Mom. That's what I've been saying. Vahidi. I've said it. Vahidi. But yesterday got out reason, not negotiations. Vahidi's the one you need to pay attention to. The tanker and the other one went dark? Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know about that flag. I really never... I seen it, Sean, but I never knew that it was identified. And that's... That's the first time. Oh, I thought your stream was like a Republican. I had served my term. That's funny. You did not, Sean. You did not. No. Again, it was not directed at any specific individual, though some may have taken it that way, and you don't see them here watching anymore because they didn't like it when I did it, because I think they took it as I was targeting them. No. When somebody does it, I'm not going to throw that person under the bus. I'm just going to remove it all. I could have. And I know who the person is. I could have. But I'm not that kind of person that's going to throw people under a bus. Instead, they all go. This way, that's it. resolved. The IRGC wouldn't put out a pink version of the flag. Oh, Jesus Christ. They were doing pink missiles and all that. That's the new thing. I don't know what those people had in their mind, but I believe they lost all the credits when they had the IRGC hostage their own population, killing their own people, executing them now just because they protested. Because it was considered a war against God, a crime against God, because it is part of it. It is potentially penalty of death because it's a crime against God. Sean knows this. We know this. Another 737 took off with no information. There's some shit going on. But I need to take a break because, like somebody said, Bill Alvaro, get the hell off already. Stop the shit. I need to get off and address what's going on here. No word on Tusi, really? I'm going to look. He's got to be going on live soon because it's crazy. Especially since he put a post on X about telling people to get out of Iran immediately. He's got to be going on soon. Where is Tusi? Right at the top. No, nothing yet. Look at that. He had less yesterday. 1.2 million views. I'm lucky if I get 100. It doesn't matter. It does matter, but not really. Because we all are here. Whoever's here. But, Tusi. Let me see, just as a comparison. So, he definitely averages anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million. Just giving you guys a little background. Let's see how Steve. Was he live yesterday? Yeah. 300,000. He averages like anywhere from 200,000 to 500,000. So these people definitely have their base. And they get the message out to people, which is important. Because if you watch the mainstream media, good luck. Let me see Goldie. Okay, she's close to like 100,000. Now I want to check the enforcer. They're anywhere between 100,000 to 300,000. So Tusi's the man. He's the top by a lot. A lot. Just being fair. I'm just being fair. I'm just saying the way it is. No problem. Good. Have a great one, Navy Mom. You have an appointment. Good luck with your appointment. Regarding the IRGC. One more thing, then I'm going to. Oh, okay, that's a Wikipedia thing. All right. I need to take care of business. I must have been streaming now for at least 3 hours. I will keep an eye. I have a bunch of stuff to do today. Live, pre-records. I've got work to do today. So I'll be maybe in and out. But if something breaks, I'm going to find a way to come back. But I will also be keeping an eye on this flight radar activity in the background, just in case. Because you guys might be onto something going on over there. Now the 737 is following the other. Something might be going down. I don't know where. It could just be nothing, but it's something to keep an eye on. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Just keep an eye on it. Because maybe or maybe not, we'll hear something is related to what you're all talking about. But right now, let's see. Anyway, I am out. Love to everyone. Be well, be blessed, be safe. And hopefully I'll see you all at some point later. Keep an eye out for Tusi, those, the platforms you watch. There's so many for me. Like I said, I watch Max Afterburner, David Hookstead, Enforcer. There's a few. Matt Morse. I just check to see what they're saying. You may not like them. You may love them. Don't know. But I like to watch what everybody, the ones I like to see what they're saying. Speak the Truth. Someone turned me on to that. All right. Let me go because it's like a traffic jam coming in here. So I will see everybody later at some